Hi, everyone. I am Veronica Isles, and I'm so thrilled to be with you on this wonderful day. We are talking about how to get someone to stop ignoring you. Now, this could be in terms of love, it could be that you aren't receiving any business clients, it could be that, there's a family relationship, someone's been ignoring you, a best friend, it could be pretty much anything. I know that manifesting other people are always involved in manifestations, and and you may be suffering from this very thing. So we're going to concentrate on this theme today, but I will take any questions. The point of these shows is to give you a taste of my coaching, give you free coaching. If you are interested in doing some private coaching with me, there are some options below. My accelerator program, today is the last day to enroll. And this is a self-paced program, so you get to pick the pacing whenever you would like to hear from me, daily, weekly, whenever you need a boost, a pick-me-up. So, yeah, so I am definitely here to help. You get to pick. I also have a phone call. I've re-released my phone coaching after an absence of a few years. I cannot guarantee how much longer it will be available, but it is available right now, and there's a special running. Okay. Studywithveronica.com is the place to get my free course too, in case you would like to dabble in what I have to offer for free. Okay, so hi, Dilsa, Taj, and Linda. Thank you for being here today. Let's talk about when someone is ignoring you. Usually, the first thing that comes to mind, your go-to statement about this person, is that they are glad they're ignoring you. They want to ignore you. They're happier not communicating with you. And life around you it's like a mirror. Everything that you are experiencing within has to be projected without, on the in the outside, in your physical space. And so the themes that are going on within you are going to be duplicated as the physical world. Like there's duality to everything. There's a flip side to everything. There's a spiritual side, a physical side. And ask yourself, this person that's currently ignoring you, what are your go-to statements about them? How do you speak about them to other people? How do you envision this person when they come to your mind? These will be key indicators on how to fix your situation. I'm glad you like the title. Chrissy's here. I feel like Chrissy has been here many of these. So thank you so much for being a returning viewer, a loyal viewer, Linda. We have another Linda, Linda Clark. Hi. And it's interesting to note that, again, you can apply this principle to any relationship in your life. If someone is ignoring you, do you first feel that you are worth their attention? Are you sort of in harmony with this idea of being able to communicate with them? Do you feel that it's possible? How do you see this person? How do you see this person seeing you? Now, it's important to note we imagine other people having thoughts and opinions of us all of the time. Now, whether or not these thoughts and opinions are true doesn't really matter. We make these assumptions, and then these ideas continue to play out in our life. So, this person will treat us in the way that we think they're going to. We assume them to be. And you can change this. And by changing your idea of what you think they're thinking about, you're not literally putting thoughts in their mind, like you're not mind controlling them or some sort of awful manipulation. Instead, it's sort of like inventing a new self concept for you and how you want to be treated. And again, try this out in all of your relationships. Don't just limit this to one person. Like play around with this in all relationships because we want harmony in every single relationship. Like we don't like disharmony. We don't like disagreements. We don't like people to frustrate us. So try this out in all areas and it will improve your self-concept by default because self-concept is everything. Geek feeds, hi, hearts. I will take questions. So far, I've just been talking, but I have a lot to say on this subject. I have a lot of videos on this subject in the past. I've done them all love related, but I don't want to limit it to just love anymore because, like, you could be a business owner and all of your potential leads are, in fact, ignoring you. That doesn't feel good. How are you supposed to make money? How are you supposed to have a successful business when all of your clients are ignoring you? So get someone to stop ignoring you. It could be anyone. A family relationship. Maybe you had a falling out with your brother, your mother. So how do you get them to stop ignoring you? I want to say that this all happens from within. You don't physically do anything. We call this messing with the middle. We call this sort of manipulating the 3D. I don't really even like to use the word the 3D because it almost makes it sound like, I mean, I guess it's a good terminology, but when you say the 3D and then you hear people saying ignore the 3D, I feel like that's just bad for mental health and not a good thing to, I mean, this is real. The 3D almost makes it sound like we're living in an illusion, and it is real. Like we want things to happen in this, screen of space. That's where we consider things real. So we don't want to do anything that's sort of detrimental to our well-being or to mental health. I do want to stress that. Okay. My husband ignores my calls. Number one, stop calling. I know it sounds silly. Maybe you have to call, but if someone is ignoring you, don't contact them more. Please don't do this. This will never work. Okay, let's read the rest. Texts and lies to me. Okay, this sounds awful. Okay, this is your current husband. It doesn't sound like he's being a very good husband at all. Not affectionate either. Okay, it continues to get worse. I describe him as he describes himself. He is not a communicator and wants others to reach out first. Okay, to which he always does answer. I hate being the initiator 100% of the time. Okay, number one, you deserve much better than that. I want to stress this. If you or anyone else watching is in a relationship like this, is it really worth your time? Is it really worth your effort? You are married, so there is, sort of that obligation to try to fix this relationship. But if anyone else is in a situation like this where you're just dating, please leave the relationship and manifest better. Either this person will come back better or you'll find someone else better. But don't stick around for ignored calls, texts, and lies. That sounds really bad. Now, in this particular situation, Linda, um, I just realized there's two Lindas. I thought it was the same Linda, but I don't know. There's Linda T and Linda Clark. Is this the same person? I don't think so, but I kind of merged it into one question, but it seems like it is one question. Okay, I'm a little confused right now, but let's go with it. Let's just describe this as one question, even if it was literally from two people and I can't actually tell. Could be the same person on two different computers right now. Okay, so Linda Clark and Linda T. Uh, you definitely have to pull back in terms of a husband relationship where you are legally bound to this person. I mean, you could literally just end the relationship and find someone better. But if you want to fix it, okay, stop calling, stop texting, stop sort of putting up with the lies. I mean, you really, really, really deserve better. So I would really kind of pull back, even if you're going to manifest this person to do better for you. And even if when they do better, in my opinion, like the baggage of all of that, it could be unforgivable at this point, which is okay. Like you do not have to, if you manifest a person, like you don't have to stay with them for the rest of your life just because you manifested them. We're manifesting everything in our life. So try to never lower yourself to feel obligated to stay with the person, even if you're married to them. But we do want healing. So even if you weren't to remain with this person, we want healing. But again, if someone's ignoring your calls and texts, please stop contacting them. Pull back. Realize you're worth more. You're worth someone to want to communicate with you. If you've ever had an experience where you felt someone truly was engaged with what you had to say, connect with what that felt like and believe that to be true for yourself. And when this person comes to mind, your husband, try to see them making up for their bad behavior, him making up for treating you poorly, him begging your forgiveness. I mean, maybe you don't imagine him doing this at all, or even see him as capable of doing this at all. You may imagine that he enjoys ignoring your calls, enjoys ignoring your texts, enjoys lying to you, that he's taking pleasure in all of this. But that really just paints him as the villain. Now, in my opinion, this would be a deal breaker for me. If my husband was ignoring my calls, texts, and lying to me all the time and not being affectionate, this person wouldn't be my husband anymore. But do as you may, you can fix all of the relationships in your life, but I want you to set really high standards and realize that you're worth more, because I think a lot of times when someone's treating you like that, you want to manifest a better result just to kind of satisfy your ego because you've been hurt. You may not actually want this person because you do realize, a part of you realizes that you might be better off with someone else that has never done this sort of thing to you before. But again, it is your choice. You can manifest in any direction you want, but put yourself at the heart of it. So, what am I worth? Keep raising your sense of self, what you feel you are worth. As you raise your self concept, you may even find you don't even want this person anymore that was doing these things to you. Okay. Um, let's take some more questions. We've got more Lindas talking again. Different people. It was different people. That's funny. um, okay, I'm too possessive, but I feel like he doesn't want or care to okay. Again, in the situation for Linda Clark, who I guess it was two different people. That was weird. Um, Okay, he says you're too possessive, but I feel he doesn't want or care. Okay, so you're feeling these things. We manifest things through feeling. So you're feeling like he doesn't care. He doesn't want to spend time with you. You are imagining him, imagining you as the possessive one. Really take an honest look as to all the things you contemplate on of what you think he thinks, and sort of where you think his priorities are, or what he wants, or what are the go-to statements, the go-to thoughts, the reflex ideas that you are imagining about him, and also what are you imagining about yourself in terms of like a loving relationship? Do you see yourself as being able to have a loving relationship, or do you see love as hard, or all men are bad? I know that uh, that's a big sort of, a lot of people believe that, that they'll just, they can't, that good men, all the good men are taken. That's another one. Do you believe in astrology compatibility? No. I think anyone can be compatible. I like astrology. I think it's fun. I like the zodiac signs. I think they're fun. Does that mean you could only be with someone that matches your astrological sign? I mean, there's sun signs, there's moon signs, there's rising signs. I mean, there's a whole chart. So, I mean, compatibility is subjective. You can be compatible with anyone. Who do you want to be compatible with? Do you believe they will be compatible with you? This sort of goes into the feeling of, if you're being ignored, you could place the assumption that, well, they're the wrong zodiac sign, and that's why they're ignoring me. No, I mean, you can be compatible with anyone. All of the different signs of the zodiac, whether or not you believe in astrology or not. I don't believe in astrological predictions. I like the idea of personalities, and I've noticed that these personalities seem to pop up. I can tell when someone's a certain zodiac sign. I used to predict people's birthdays. It was a game I used to play. And if I met someone new, I would say, I bet I can guess your birthday within 3 tries. And I used to really scare people because I would get it right. I had this one guy, he said, "Did you research me before we met?" No, I just knew. um, he wants time to stay off drinking with friends and just come home when he feels like it and not tell me anything. Okay, I don't remember which Linda this is, but again, this is not what you're worth. Like, it sounds like this person is treating you really, really badly. If you want him to chase you, which I guess is the opposite of being ignored, you need to cut off all of the effort that you've kind of been putting in. I mean, it sounds like you've been putting in a ton of effort and he has been just taking you for granted. Put your foot down. I think a lot of times people don't put their foot down because they're afraid they're going to lose everything, that the person will be so turned off by them, they will want nothing to do with them. And I know this because that's what I used to think. If I didn't take the breadcrumbs, if I didn't take the bad behavior, if I didn't accept this, well, then he wouldn't want to be with me at all. None of those people that treated me like that are in my life at all. Like, they're long gone because I realized I deserved much better and that I was selling myself short. But if you put your foot down, like, it'll prompt him to do more, or you will manifest someone who can treat you right. So you are winning in either scenario. Again, don't let this be an ego thing where it has to be him at all costs, or otherwise you can never be happy. You're selling yourself short. You deserve the very best, and maybe he will give you the very best once you put your foot down, but you can't. Like, a lot of times you hear manifesting advice that, well, if someone's treating you badly, you manifested it because everyone is you pushed out, so they're not really responsible for it, and you should really just fix yourself, and then they will, treat you differently, and it's not their fault. I hate that. It's awful. Like, that's again, self-love is at the heart of everything, and I mean, Linda Clark, it sounds like you're not in a good situation, and you can manifest him to do better, but then when he does do better, you may find it's not enough. But you will never know this until you raise your self-concept so high and you become so powerful, and you do this through physically taking action in your life that is in harmony with the new you that is worth it all. And kind statements in your mind, love, things that make you happy. Taking a break from trying to fix this, let it fix itself. Um, Samara Bates Brownsword. Hi, Veronica. He still isn't back. I'm sorry to hear that. I still want him back. No contact at all. Okay, so if you've been trying to manifest someone back for a while, I would again, there could be many reasons for this, and this could really apply to manifesting something for a while in anything. Maybe you've been trying to manifest money for a while, health for a while, friendships for a while, being popular for a while, anything. It could be that it's on some kind of pedestal, so it's like the idea of it hasn't merged with you. It's like it feels like a dream. So it feels like something that's separate from you, not something average, easy, every day, something that you get to experience on a daily basis. So it could be that you're holding it above you in some way. You're seeing this experience as being able to complete you in some way. So it feels like it's way high above you. This could be a reason. It could be a reason that, I don't remember your exact situation, but I feel like he hurt you. He was like a real, like a not good guy. So there could be a part of you that is like, well, maybe he comes back and he's wonderful, but then he does this to me again. So there could be a part of you that's kind of afraid to have this person back in your life, even though you want him back in your life. That could be a reason. Another troubleshooting reason could be, that there's too much importance on him needing to be the guy. I would, in this kind of situation, you have to move forward with your life. And people always mistake me for trying to get them to move on, like forget this person. I don't want you to forget the desire. I'm not saying you can't have the desire, but if you don't move forward, you're never going to move to a place where you can have the desire. You can't stay stuck and expect it to happen. It's not going to happen if you're stuck. So you need to move forward. I would date other people. I would explore the idea of being with the ideal man. And, can this person that you want back, can he live up to that? And that's not saying that you're going to disqualify him from the competition for your heart. Remember, this is a competition for your heart. It's not you waiting on him. It's not you waiting to manifest him. It's not you waiting for him to stop ignoring you. It is the competition for your heart, your love, your time, your devotion, your attention, because you are a special, unique, and lovely person. And may the best man win. So start really exploring, what does the best man do for me? How do I feel when he treats me right? What types of things does he do for me? Go way elaborate. Make it be things that no one has ever done for you before. And this sort of opens up the door for him to come back and do this. And maybe someone new will come in and do this. Maybe you decide you don't want that person, or maybe, two new people and the intended person come, and then you get to pick. But think about you as being in control. A lot of times we don't manifest things because we feel like we're waiting on them. But what about you getting to pick that you can have this experience? Okay. Let's see. I don't really know whether he is ill or ignoring me. He is ill, but still. Okay. It doesn't feel good to be ignored. So the opposite of being ignored is being chased. Does anyone know what that feels like? To have a person chase you, to have money chase you, to have health and vitality chase you. The thing we want to chase us, that feels completely different than doing the chasing. When we do the chasing, the thing we want always eludes us. It always ignores us because only one person could do the chasing at the time. So, whether or not you are in terms of love, maybe you have a person in mind, maybe you don't, wrap yourself up, exhaust yourself on doing all of these things that logistically you think you have to do. Like, you don't have to be on a dating app to manifest the love of your life. You don't have to necessarily put yourself, in situations where you think you're going to meet someone, because you could meet someone in a way you never would have guessed. Like, the thing you seek, you'll literally manifest the opportunity to have it when you mentally place yourself in the state that aligns with that. Again, the world is sort of a reflection, a mirror, but it starts with self-concept. It starts with your go-to thoughts about this particular thing. Okay, we've got some messages retracted. I don't know what that means. Not in a long time, but yes. Oh, I think people are talking amongst themselves. That's good. Can you manifest your ideal soulmate and not a specific person? Yes, absolutely. This doesn't get talked about enough on YouTube. Like, you always see specific person, but I think a lot of times you're sort of limiting yourself. I would kind of liken, it's not always like this, but specific person, thinking you have it all figured out. Like, maybe this is the best person for you, but maybe there's someone that you haven't met, don't know of, has never entered your life before because you weren't in a place to receive this person. So, really, in terms of a soulmate, I don't really like to use the word soulmate because it kind of implies that there's only one person in the world for you that you're supposed to be with, almost like it's pre written or something like that. So, again, it kind of puts too much emphasis on this person completing you in some way. And oh my gosh, if you're not with your soulmate, you're lost. Or who is the right soulmate, the wrong soulmate? It gets confusing. Let's simplify it. So soulmate implies like a person that you're perfectly compatible with, that you're happy with, that you want to spend the rest of your life with, and who wants to spend the rest of their life with you. So, in terms of manifesting this kind of person, it goes with sort of identifying what kind of person this is. And when I say that, I don't mean like picking their eye color or how tall they are. Like, you could do these things if you want, but it's more about, how does this person treat you? How do you want to be treated? And we leave this part out of a soulmate list a lot. Like, it's more like, what do they like to do? What movies do they like? What music do they like? How do they treat you? Isn't that more important? What do they give to you? How generous are they with you? Respect. How do they cherish you? What does affection look like? Like, what does that look like? It's more important than 6 foot tall with blue eyes. But again, think in terms of the best person winning you, winning you. So you're in control, not waiting on them. You are the one in control, picking because it's available to you, because you're opening yourself up energetically to receiving it. Really want to manifest large sums of money. Absolutely. Money is a fun one, and money can literally be ignoring you. Like, maybe you have a lot of debts right now, or unexpected expenses that seem to keep popping up out of nowhere. Money doesn't have to ignore you anymore. Do you believe you are worth money? What are your go-to statements about money? I'm going to guess that if I asked all of the people here right now, even the people watching the replay, if you really dig deep when I said the word money, what are the first things that came to mind? I would probably get a lot of, it's hard, you have to struggle for it. It leaves you, debt, money. Money is evil, or wanting money is bad. People who have a lot of money are selfish. People shouldn't have a lot of money. No one should have a lot of money. We should all have the same amount of money. I don't know, weird stuff like that. But I'm gonna guess that unless you're totally amazing at manifesting money, which there are people like that, but again, your go-to statement about money is not gonna be very good. So really start to be mindful, what are my go-to statements? And when the bad ones come up, don't hate yourself and say, "Well, I wasn't supposed to think that." Instead, recognize it. Make peace with the fact you've thought that before in the past. It's okay. It can be changed, it can be altered. Those beliefs were things that were learned, like you are perfection and beauty and love. So all of these lack beliefs were learned. They are not part of you. They are not permanent fixtures on you. It's not your destiny to always be without money. So let's just kind of unravel all of the learned limiting beliefs. Good morning and thanks you. Good morning. Yeah, it's Brenda Mills. Okay, how to change assumptions. Changing assumptions is really just about recognizing the bad assumptions and being very calm when you recognize them. Don't make the mistake of when you see a negative assumption, feeling that you need to flip it around. And like if there's a bad assumption, then you have to say like 10 good assumptions. That's not going to kind of heal the limiting belief. What's going to heal the limiting belief is very calmly. And again, we usually don't approach this in a calm way because when we get that negative assumption, we tend to get mad and fired up. Like, I wasn't supposed to think that. Now I got to get rid of it. And then it's like this frenzied, like, not good energy happening, and, you can feel sort of that chaos of, "I gotta get rid of it, I'm bad." That again, that's poor self-concept, like, it doesn't help anything. When you have that negative assumption, calm, very calm. Be like, "Wow, I had this negative assumption. Okay, maybe I'll write it down." And you may have been afraid to write it down, or afraid that that was somehow reinforcing it. It's not. Use these negative assumptions to propel you to the place where you can naturally have the good assumptions. Again, your love, light, perfection. So the good assumptions are actually your natural and dominant state. The negative assumptions are the learned. They're the things that you have absorbed throughout the years. So we can recognize, wow, this was not a good assumption. Maybe I don't want to reinforce that so much. So don't like give it power by hating it. Let's not hate it. It's just an assumption. So just let it float away. So we just kind of recognize it. We forgive ourselves. It's okay. You didn't mean to pick up that assumption. You probably picked it up when you were very young from someone that gave it to you that didn't mean to have that assumption. So it's okay. It can be undone. Like, it's not permanent. And you don't look to your current life and you say, well, I must still have that assumption because things aren't changing. I still don't have money. I still don't have love. I'm still being ignored. We just sort of we recognize it. We're more mindful to not fully reinforce it again. We don't replace it. Because if you can heal it by recognizing it, by not having it affect you emotionally anymore, those positive assumptions will come naturally because that's who you are. That's what you are. So it'll come naturally without even any effort. Be like, wow, I had a lot of happy assumptions today. How did that happen? Well, it's because we healed the bad, not so good assumption. But let it happen naturally. Let happiness come naturally. Don't force it. Don't think you have to you know, it kind of I don't think you have to, like, make yourself be that way. Let it happen naturally. Hello. It is mostly annoying if you care about someone and you deal with a pride ego. I'm guessing this person has the pride ego? Um, if you care about someone, and I like your name, Dragon Aries, that is a great name. If you care about someone and you deal with a pride ego. If someone is is it your pride ego? Okay, I'm guessing the other person has the pride ego. Feel free to respond and elaborate on this question so I can best help you. Um, okay, so you care about someone. Don't allow yourself to care about someone to the extent where it jeopardizes your happiness. Like if you are caring for someone and they're ignoring you, I would put more care towards yourself. Like, why are we caring for someone that's not giving us enough in this moment? That's not to say they can never give you more, But right now, like, pour the love and attention on you. Stop sort of caring about someone and having that feeling and the lack of it control you and cause you misery, sadness, suffering. If they have a big ego, I would not be with them until they can present a better version of themselves. Like, I don't wanna be with someone that has a big ego. But again, don't care about when you care about someone and they're giving you nothing in return, like, I feel like that's almost like an ego desire. It's like you're putting yourself up for to be sort of beat up in a way. Like, that's you deserve better than that, so really tap into this feeling of being treated right. I deserve to be treated right. Care about yourself more than you care about this other person. Care about your well-being and your happiness in this moment more than you care about loving this other person, and put it back on you, and then you'll either lose interest in this person or they'll show up in a better way. Can we manifest justice against people who do us wrong? Of course. Do you see yourself as the victim or the person who succeeds? Do you see yourself as ultimately having wrongs be made right? Or do you see yourself as the forever victim? The ego loves to be the victim. The ego loves to stay in the lowest place possible. So start raising yourself up. I am the success, even if my life doesn't show it right now. I can feel that way. I can see myself in this way. And you do that through mindful self-talk, imaginal acts about you, and you sort of raise your confidence levels from there. Okay, we are going to wrap up, but I'm going to continue this on TikTok. So, Veronica Isles is the way to reach me there. Studywithveronica.com is the free course. Do some personal coaching with me. Specials are below. Have an amazing rest of your day. May all of your dreams come true.